How's everyone doing today? Let's see. All right,
Good.
let's use the chat box. So let's do a quick check-in. Let's do a number check-in as we used to do. Use our imagination to imagine we're in a circle right now. So let's do a 1 to 5 check-in in the chat box. 1 meaning it sucks, things are horrible. 5 meaning like things are amazing so far. 3 you're kind of in between, and 2 and 4 they're kind of like halfway points between the spectrums. So let me know how you guys doing. What's your? Oh, you can't hear anything. 0. Oh my God, Amy. 3, it's hot. 4, Darlene of a 3. Of a high Hennessy. 3, 4. Not today. Lots of 3s, some 4s. Amber, okay. 4, sleepy. 4.5. Okay, awesome. I'm doing for myself 4. I watched the Lakers win yesterday. Not even just win, that they dominated yesterday, which was really cool. Ashley 2.5. Joshy 4.5. That's good. And some of you, if you know some people that they put a lower score, please check in on them. But Juan 1. You want to talk about Amy? You're at a 0. What's wrong, Amy?
I'm mad, Mr. Tall.
You're
I
mad.
haven't slept because I was waiting. Okay, there's some shoes that released today. Some Dunks, some off-white Dunks, and I haven't slept because I was gonna buy them, and I had them in my cart, and then they completely sold out in 2 minutes. So I'm mad because I haven't slept and I didn't get my shoes. So yeah.
Hold on, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, off-white Dunks. They came out today?
Yeah. They're green and black. Pretty
Okay.
nice.
Oh, I see them. I looked it up right now. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, those things are hard. I hate like those sneaker apps that you never win anything. All right, let's go a different end of the spectrum. Joshy, you're at 4.5. What's explains your mood today?
Nothing really. I just woke up like that for some reason.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Well, it's always good to wake up feeling great. All right. So today we have a guest speaker. I'm letting in the room in seconds. So afterwards, there is a guest speaker reflection. Next week, we don't have notes due. So just Hennessy, just keep that in mind. We don't have any notes due. I wanted to focus, give you time to just focus on completing that tutorial. Because the first time to practice, and the second time, I want to see if we get it right. So we need everyone there, and you need to do your assignments. So next week, we don't have any notes due, but you still have your agenda. That's a weekly thing. So first half of class, we have a guest speaker. She's a USC grad student right now. And the second half of class, we're going to have counselors come in. So I talked about having your social security ready, number ready. So we're going to get that started today. All right, so she's been waiting for about 10 minutes now, so I'm gonna let her in, just so she's not just there. Hey, good afternoon, Lizette. Oh, she's still connecting. You're on mute.
Got it. Okay.
All right, so I think you had a presentation, so I'm gonna make you a host so you can have the ability to share your screen.
Okay, sounds good. I just took a look at the questions that you sent me that your students turned in, and they're all really good questions. So I'm thinking that I can maybe answer some of those.
Yeah, you can. And if you don't have time, you definitely, if you want to, you could comment on them and just add like responses later if you have time. But
Yeah,
that was just to consider. I wanted them to have some questions, and we could ask them at the end of your presentation too.
Yeah, sounds perfect.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna give you the floor. You can introduce yourself.
Okay, and then you gave me share screen access, right?
Yes.
I think you have to stop sharing your screen first.
Oh, am I still sharing my screen?
Yes, or I still see it on my end.
Oh, okay. Let me fix that then. Cool. All right. So just a heads up, this is our senior AVID class. they're undergoing the most unusual senior year, but we are still preparing for decisions to be made next semester about deciding where to apply to for college and their aspirations, if they want to go to community college or four-year university. And even if they go to four-year university, do they want to go to grad school after? So those are all questions that are looming in their heads.
Very exciting things coming up. Okay, I will go ahead and share. Okay, and then Mr. Todd, if you could maybe give me a thumbs up if you could see it.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, cool. All right. So hi, everyone. My name is Liz. I am a second-year master's student in USC's occupational therapy program. And today I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my experiences and a little bit about the profession that I am currently in the works of completing, which is occupational therapy. Okay, so I thought I'd talk a little bit about myself, just to kind of introduce who I am. And I was born and raised in Santa Ana and just recently moved to LA last year for grad school. And I was a student in AVID, just like you guys, for 6 years. So I went all through middle school and high school through the AVID program. I'm a first generation student, so this means that I am the first person in my family to go to college. Like so many of you in this Zoom call, I'm sure you guys are all really excited that you are also first gen. I received my bachelor's degree at Cal State Fullerton. So after applying to a couple of schools, I made my decision and I decided to go to Cal State Fullerton for my bachelor's degree. And during my time there, I completed my degree in kinesiology, and that is the study of body movement and kind of a little bit of how it functions. And I chose that specifically. Initially, I wanted to be a Spanish teacher because I loved the experience that I had in my Spanish class when I was in high school, and I didn't really know what else I wanted to do. So I was like, oh, that sounds kind of like a great idea. But then after I started taking a couple of the GE classes that were required for graduation from Cal State Fullerton, someone came into my classroom and did a presentation on OT, and I was like, oh, wow, that's really cool. Made some connections to my own personal life, and then decided to pursue that. So because kinesiology is kind of, I thought was like a related area of study, like I could get a bachelor's degree there and it's kind of related to OT. So I thought, okay, I will complete my bachelor's degree in that. But actually, I was very incorrect about that because OT actually takes people from every field that you can imagine. So it's not just about science, but also about art. There's people that apply that have completed degrees in like religious studies, like really anything that you can think of is like a bachelor's degree that is accepted when thinking about applying to OT school. But yeah, so I graduated from Cal State Fullerton, and then I thought, okay, now I will apply to grad school because I had this vision and map in my head. Okay, I'm done now. Now I need to get working for a master's degree. So I was waitlisted the first time that I applied, so I actually didn't make it in, which I was kind of prepared for because it is kind of competitive to get into OT school. But then the second time around, I was finally accepted, and so that's where I am now. I'm currently completing my OT master's degree at USC. And I am a student ambassador for the division, so this means that I do a lot of outreach, and something that I'm really passionate about is working with the community and also working with students because especially students that maybe haven't heard about OT. Because I do think that there's a little bit of a gap where sometimes the professions and the jobs that we know of are only the jobs and professions that our family members work. So I do think that it's really important to reach out to students and kind of talk to them a little bit about what our profession has to offer. So I wanted to talk about what inspired me because I know that thinking about a master's degree is probably something that's a little bit far down the line for you guys. And it was definitely not something that was a part of my plan. but what inspired me was really my family. I grew up in Santa Ana, and for a really long time, my family shared a 2-bedroom apartment with, it was me, my mom, my sister, 2 of my uncles, and 1 of my aunts. So there was very little space to do my own thing. And I thought, okay, I don't really want to be in this living situation for, a really long time. And I thought about my family and helping them out to kind of also, have like a bigger space, and just not wanting them to also like work the jobs that they do work. My dad works as a landscaping gardener, and my mom cleans people's homes for a living. So I have been to work with both of them. And I think after that, after I started going to work with them like over the summer, because like for whatever reason, that's when it clicked, and I was like, oh my gosh, like my parents are getting older and I don't want them working these jobs. They're also undocumented in this country, which means they aren't eligible for retirement. So that really inspired me to continue moving forward and trying to, obtain a higher education, and then through that, hopefully be able to help support them. And that kind of just aligns with my own personal goals of, not wanting to continue living in, a small apartment with my family. And I think also just like seeing, like from going to work with my mom and just seeing like these like bigger homes that had more space and like room to have your own room and more privacy. I wanted that for myself too. And then my AVID family really inspired me because my parents, they speak a little bit of English, but from when I was like a younger kid, I did a lot of work. I did a lot of my homework. Like my mom really supported me, but we would do a lot of it through translation from the dictionary, because Spanish was my first language. So there wasn't like, they've always motivated me to continue working towards receiving a higher education. But I think that like my AVID family was kind of that support system that understood like, okay, like this is what you have to do to go to college. This is how you can be successful in high school. And that's something that my family didn't understand, because they didn't, 1, speak English, and 2, they didn't really make it past high school. They came to this country from Mexico. So they were really young during that time. So there wasn't really like that education that they really had that could help support me academically. And then just really briefly, something that I really got out of my undergrad experience at Cal State Fullerton was that I made a lot of new friends and joined a lot of clubs and organizations on campus that I think are something that you guys can look forward to, because I know that there's a huge emphasis on like being successful academically, but there are also like a lot of really cool things that you guys can do when you are on campus, such as making your own schedule depending on, what your responsibilities look like. Like if you have a job or if you have other things to fit into your life, you're able to do stuff like that. And then also possibly living somewhere new, which is really exciting. And so I lived at home during undergrad, but then I just recently moved out to LA after being accepted here, which has been really cool. And then there's a little bit of a shift in grad student life, because a little bit of what you're now involved in kind of has to do with your career development. And here are just a few of the things that I participated in, and some of my friends that I was able to snap some photos of. But something really cool that our program does is that we have something called Student Run Clinic, and it is a program that is run by students, and we do interdisciplinary work with pharmacy students, med students, there's us, and PA students. And so what we do is that we work together as a team to actually treat and cater to the health needs of the homeless population living in Skid Row. So that has been a really rewarding experience to kind of be able to work with that population that is underserved. We also do a lot of conferences, so you know, going to events where we're able to kind of mingle and get to know other professionals that can maybe even like provide some opportunities for like an internship or later down the line, possibly a job. And then at the bottom right, I did include a photo. Occupational therapy really takes like the mental well-being of their clients into consideration when we're treating like the clients that we're working with. So every year there's a walk called the NAMI Walk, and this is an organization that kind of you know, brings a lot of awareness to mental health and mental well-being. And last year we got to meet Lady Gaga, so that was really cool. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about how AVID helped me. I did notice in the questions that you guys were asking, there were a lot of questions about like my grades and my high school GPA and kind of like how I was doing academically when I was in high school. So I will disclaim that I actually did not have a great GPA freshman and sophomore year. I didn't really take school seriously. You know, my parents did motivate me, and they tell me like, go to college, but I did think it was a lot of work, and I didn't really do a lot of the work that was required of me. So it wasn't until junior year that I was like, okay, well, I need to make a shift because college apps are coming, and you know, my friends are applying, like my AVID class is applying, and I need to make a couple of changes here. So I decided that I was gonna really try really hard to get all my work done and be on time, be punctual, get everything in, and just take the time out of my day to actually work on things. So junior year, I actually got all A's, and then the same with my first semester of senior year, and that boosted my GPA so much. And I ended up graduating with, I want to say, a 3.2, 3.2, 3.3, definitely no beyond that. But yeah, so just to kind of answer some of the questions that came up on that, that was what my GPA was when I was applying for, when I graduated, but when I was applying, I had a 2.9. So that actually made me ineligible to apply for UCs. So depending on your career goals and the goals that you kind of have in mind for yourself, I think you really need to kind of keep that in mind. But I guess you guys are seniors now, so there's always time for you to you know, continue working towards those goals. But AVID really helped me with my college applications. I really wouldn't have known how to like navigate those sites or even how to get on them if it weren't for my AVID teacher. When I was then applying to grad school, I got a lot of support from my AVID teacher by writing my, she helped give me feedback when I showed her my personal statement. And so that was really valuable for me because I didn't really have anyone else to read it, didn't really know who else could give me that feedback. So it was nice to know that, like, even though I reached out after high school, that there was still that support for, that support and help for me to be able to kind of working towards those goals. Okay, and then just really briefly about OT. So OT is a health profession, and our goal is to get people back to engaging in the activities that they find meaningful, which are called occupations. And these are activities that people have to do, want to do, and need to do. So this could be after injury for children who are diagnosed with you know, ADHD or autism. helping them engage in brushing their teeth in the morning, preparing favorite snacks, stuff like that, are things that are meaningful to people. And so we really try and emphasize kind of working with whatever is meaningful to our clients to then help them engage in those activities. So here are a couple of the places where you can see OTs working. As I previously mentioned, so working with children, for example, who are diagnosed with ADHD, you can see them in schools, trying to find ways for them to be able to engage in schoolwork activities. So making sure that they are, staying focused during class. And if you think about it, like going to school is a meaningful activity for children. Along with play, you can see us doing a lot of work with kids and facilitating play. We also work with older adults who are recovering, for example, from a spinal cord injury, or older adults who have had a fall and then had a total hip replacement. So pretty much, there are a lot of precautions and a lot of care that needs to be taken into that. So our main goal is to help rehabilitate these people so that they can do the things that they need to do and want to do independently. So we're not doing these things for people. We are collaborating with them for them to be able to do it themselves. And that's all I've got for my presentation. And Mr. Todd did show me the questions that you guys.
Yeah, so I could, if you share, let me share this. Actually, you should leave that up just in case, I guess.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I can share the question with you again on the screen.
Oh, oops. Hold on. Yeah, yeah, let me put this back up. And then I can actually put my email in the chat for if you guys wanted to ask me personal questions. This is just our admissions team, like if you're interested in learning more about our program. And OT student ambassadors are myself, along with a couple of other of my peers that are working with students and stuff.
Awesome. So I throw this question out to the kids, students. You guys came up with questions last week. Anyone want to ask their questions while we have Liz here? Or ask a question? Doesn't have to be the question from last week.
It's okay. We can just go off of the Padlet. And then if anyone wants to unmute, really, like, please feel free, or you can go ahead and pop them in the chat if something else comes up.
Okay, so here are some questions. I think you answered some of them. You answered the ones about grades. You talked about college, and it probably wasn't your first choice in the beginning, right? You talked about that already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely wasn't my first choice because, like I said, there's a lot of work that comes with it, but I think that the reward is the, the best outcome. Let's see. I could talk a little bit about financial aid.
Yeah, definitely. That's an awesome topic.
Yeah, so because my parents, are low income, I was able to walk out of undergrad debt-free, which was really nice. So I did get a grant for all 4 years of school at Cal State Fullerton. And then now that I'm in grad school, there are no grants that cover that, but I have applied for some scholarships, and I've received a few through USC and a few through organizations outside of USC. So they've kind of helped a little bit, but for the most part, for grad school, what I've been using to pay for school are student loans. And then actually USC just started this thing. I mean, I know you guys are in the process of thinking about where you're applying, but I think for undergraduate students, if you are applying, they've actually waived your tuition price if your family makes below $80,000 a year. So I think that might be something that you guys can look into if it's something that's, you know, if it's a school that's close to home or that you're interested in applying for.
You did a good job answering some of these questions throughout the conversation.
Oh, I didn't talk about the OT. How did you know you wanted to study OT?
Okay, that's definitely something. A lot of them, we've talked about, you know, some career research, but it is different once you get to college, right? And you talked about how you wanted to study Spanish, and you had different majors. How do you arrive? How do you know when you find the job that's right for you, the major that's right for you?
Yeah, I kind of like briefly mentioned that I think it's hard sometimes because, like, for example, and if I think about my situation, like my parents aren't working like a job as an OT, like my family members aren't OTs. They're kind of working like low paying jobs. So I think sometimes it's hard to explore those types of professions. But when I was, I want to say like around 12, my grandma was in a really bad car accident in the passenger seat. She was in the passenger seat and someone else was driving. And so they were in a really bad car accident. And when her car was moving, she was holding on to that little handle thing that's on the car. And it actually resulted in her wrist being like fractured. Like she had some sort of wrist injury. And I mean, I don't remember because I was really young, but what I do remember is how it affected her and how she wasn't able to do a lot of things independently. So a lot of the things that she loved to do, like walking her dog, she wasn't really able to do that. She wasn't able to sign off, like if she wanted to write like a check or write down like a grocery list. It was really hard for her because she was right hand dominant. And so now I guess thinking about, well, why didn't she just get it fixed? So it was a really large expense to get her, to get the like healthcare kind of, you know, like the, how do you say, the attention that she needed. And she also was uninsured. So there was just like a bunch of barriers there that kind of made it difficult for her to be able to get the care that she needed in order for her wrist to get better. So after seeing that presentation in undergrad about what OT was, I kind of made a connection like, oh, wow, I can work with people like my grandma and help them engage in things, activities that they find meaningful, even post-injury. So I think that that really inspired me because, you know, I had like a connection to OT, but I didn't know what OT was. And so that kind of encouraged me to pursue that. And just, I guess also just like another, you know, barrier is just like working on improving like the healthcare literacy of people whose first language isn't English or who may not understand like what their diagnoses consist of, which was another thing that like my grandma didn't have. Like she didn't really understand what it meant, didn't really know what like the implications were. So I really wanted to work with people from like a similar community and also just, you know, rehabilitate like different types of injuries that people had going on. And then Stephanie's asking, what does an OT majors class schedule look like as an undergrad and grad school student? So as an undergrad student, it is a little different because you're working towards a bachelor's degree. And so I didn't major in OT as an undergrad, but you are taking like GE classes, which are the ones that are required in order for you to graduate from a four-year university, right? And then you are also taking courses that are related to occupational therapy. So kind of knowing, you know, like what OT is, a bunch of different courses that kind of introduce you to what OT is, but it's not until grad school that you know kind of how to apply the stuff that OTs do in real life. So as an undergrad student, you have a little bit more free time, I would say. But now as a grad student, it's a lot more rigorous and there's a lot more work that comes with it. So I have class from 9 until roughly about 4 on most days. But there are a couple days where I don't start class until 1 and then I'm done at like 3. So it just really depends. I guess now it's different with doing things through Zoom because we don't do everything on Zoom. Some things we do asynchronously. And so we're not in class, but we're technically in class because we're working on those things on our own time. And then Darlene's wondering what range is considered low income. That's a great question. I only know what my family makes, and it's under $30,000 a year. If you're asking about USC, they're considering low income under 80,000. But yeah, Mr. Todd just pulled up what is considered like the low income range.
I think it probably varies depending on area.
Yeah.
Definitely, but I guess if you have to make 200% over the poverty level, so they consider the poverty level like less than minimum wage, 20,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Brianna's asking, would you recommend doing your GE classes at a community college? So I did complete a couple of them at a community college, but I did them over the summer. So I was completing courses at Kelsey Fullerton, but then over the summer I would take like 1 or 2 classes at a community college and then transferring them over. Now, if you're wondering if it's just easier and better to just do 2 years at a community college because to finish GEs, I know that a lot of people think that that's a great idea and it does save you money, but I really think that it doesn't. I think it's really easy to get kind of stuck in those 2 years, and it's a little bit more, I think, work to then keep yourself accountable in order to then transfer into a 4-year university. But that's just the experiences that I've seen through my friends. I don't think community college is bad, but I think that it's easy to sometimes get a little bit stuck. You have to really be really accountable for yourself. Okay, and then Stephanie's asking, when applying to grad school, do you need to include records from high school and undergrad, such as volunteer work or work in general? Yes, you do. So you do need to include your high schools, or actually for grad school, you don't need to include like extracurriculars from high school unless they're relevant. So say if you did like volunteer work, for example, at like a hospital or something, then I think it would make sense to include that. But maybe not like the stuff you did for, I don't know, on like a weekend and just helped take out like the trash for your neighbor. But yes, I would include undergrad volunteer work and work in general. That is stuff that I included in there. And then Darlene is asking, what if you're over the low income range? Does that affect your financial aid application? I wouldn't really know 100%, but I think it depends on what that range is. I know some of my friends, their families made, I think like 50 and they got still some coverage. But I think you have to look into a little bit more for like, I would still apply because I still think that you could get some sort of financial assistance, but I think it just really depends on what your family's financial situation is.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that in the future about financial aid. I think we have some people coming in for that. Just a quick tidbit on that is just depending on how much your parents make, they come up with a number determining how much your family can pay. And then using that number, they decide on financial aid and reward estimates. But we'll worry about that later. Maybe
And there
could
are
ask,
a lot of scholarship opportunities.
yeah, I think just wondering about, I think you said like certain applications for USC, it's waived because of like your low income status and stuff, right?
Yeah, so if for an undergrad program, so I guess you guys are eligible for that, but if your family makes below $80,000 a year, then your tuition is waived, like your tuition price. Because I mean, you guys know that USC is like a very prestigious and very well-known school. So they definitely have the funds for this. And so yeah, if you are under that 80K range for undergrad, they waive it. Are you offered internships as a grad student? Yeah, so we actually have internships that we call field work that are required for us to complete in order to graduate. So I've done one at a permanent supportive housing facility with people transitioning from homelessness into housing. And I've also done another field work at Children's Hospital Los Angeles in the USED, working with like underserved populations that are diagnosed with developmental disabilities. So yes, you are offered really cool internships, and it's really nice because you kind of get to see what like your future can look like what to expect from like your future job. This means to cut tuition costs, right? Oh yes, waive, yes. Okay. What were your thoughts when you got accepted? So when I got accepted into USC, I was really surprised. As I kind of mentioned earlier, like I didn't think that I would ever do a master's degree. Like I never thought that I would be working towards that. And I guess like after being waitlisted the first time that I applied, my hopes for being accepted were kind of low. Like I didn't really know. So I was really excited when I got accepted, but also really nervous because because I did get waitlisted that one year, I was working. So I was nervous about having to kind of shift back into school mode. But yeah, I was really, really happy and really excited when I got the news.
Awesome. All right. One last question, and we'll let you go.
Okay.
So what's more relevant to them right now is undergrad, right? So how did you end up going to Fullerton? What was the final decision? And what colleges were you in between?
Mm-hmm. So I was accepted, so Cal State Fullerton, Cal State Monterey Bay, Dominguez Hills, and I want to say that was it. Those were my choices. And I didn't choose Monterey Bay because it was far from home and I got a little bit scared to not be living with my family. So I didn't choose that. And I chose Cal State Fullerton because it was close to home. I was worried about like I didn't really know 100% what I wanted to do other than Spanish at the time. So I kind of explored through their website and looked at kind of like everything else that they had to offer. And so I thought if I change my mind on Spanish, like I have a bunch of other options that sound kind of cool that I could pick from major wise. And so those were the main reasons why I chose Cal State Fullerton, because, you know, like one, it aligned with what I found kind of what was close to me, which was my family. And two, I felt as though I had like room to choose from different things that I thought were interesting if I changed my mind.
Okay, awesome. First off, thank you for speaking not only to our class, but speaking to all the AVID classes. We appreciate that.
Oh my gosh, yes, thank you.
I know you had on your slide, would you mind leaving your email behind just in case anyone want to contact you for any reason?
Yeah, there it is.
And once again, thank you. We appreciate your time, and hopefully get you back in here maybe in the future too to talk about more of your experiences.
Yeah, of course. Oh my gosh, totally. Thanks for having me. And yeah, please like let me know. I really love, you know, kind of talking to students about a little bit about myself and my path. So yeah, please feel free. Thank you.
All right, cool. Thank you. We
All
appreciate
righty, bye.
All right, cool. Busy day. I'm gonna give you guys like just 5 minutes to just chill for a second. Well, oh wait, they're here already. Never mind. Does anyone need, I mean, if you need to go to the restaurant, obviously you're at home, go do it. But you're coming in. So right now, if you guys, I told you guys to download those your progress report stuff. If not, hopefully we'll talk about it. Have your social security things ready, and I'm going to let them kind of just walk through our what we need to get done. So keep in mind, we had our guest speaker. Instead of doing notes this week, we do discussion reflection on our guest speaker. So it's only a paragraph long. Remember, part of the grade is to answer this part, to collaborate, to respond to two other speakers, to other students, but respond to our guest speaker that was from today. Oh, we have a lot of people coming in right now. Okay. Hi, Gabby. Who else came in? Lindsay, Miss Argetta, I think you're here too somewhere, right?
Yep, I'm here. And we have
Um,
Andres
and Andres.
from ATS
Hi, welcome. Should
and then Ebrion.
Ebrion. Should I make someone a host or
Oh,
are you?
Gabby too. If you'd like, you can make all of us co-host if that's
Oh,
possible.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Gabby works for ETS. Ebrion's is from UCLA EAOP, and Andres is from ETS. And Miss Salcedo just joined also.
Cool. Okay, I made everyone a co-host. So first off, welcome to this is AVID 12. These are our seniors. They have most of them have been AVID for most of their experience. We've been discussing college for a while, but now is the time. Now is the moment in their life where they have to get ready to apply. And hopefully you guys can shed some light on what that experience is and what they need, and maybe you guide them through the process over the next month and a half.
Definitely.
All right, Mr. Argetta, I'll let you take over and introduce anyone you need.
Cool. Okay. Hey, everyone. So you all know who I am, but it was awesome to see some of you. I think it was last week when you were meeting with Miss Salcedo and to go over your IGP. So that was pretty cool. But you already know who I am, but I'll let Gabby, Andres, and Ebrion introduce themselves just really quickly so you know who they are, because they are going to be supporting all of us through this college application and financial aid season. Andres, do you want to start introducing yourself?
Yeah, of course. Hi, everyone. So my name is Andres Guardado. I'm the program coordinator for ETS. So if you're not familiar, ETS is a college access program that works from the College Center in conjunction with Ms. Argueta and all the counselors and all the other programs at HP. And we help students that want to go to a 4-year or 2-year school after college or after high school. So we'll be helping out, like Ms. Argueta said, today and throughout the rest of the year with those college applications and stuff.
Hi everyone, so I'm Gabby Botello. I'm new to HP and I'm working with ETS as one of your advisors. I'm pretty sure that some of you are more familiar with Marvin and Paulina. So I'm kind of taking over one of their positions alongside Michelle. So you're going to see me a lot more, and I hope that you all are going to be able to be comfortable enough to come and talk to me, because I'm like looking really forward to your futures and being able to help you get there. So I'm super excited.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ebrion Ferris. This is my second whole year with HP. I work for UCLA's Early Academic Outreach Program. I'm also an evaluator on behalf of UCLA's admissions process as well. So I look forward to the many presentations that we are going to do for you all to ensure that you are leveraging and strengthening your application process. I'm just going to take this moment to give a shout out to Mr. Todd's classroom. I still love the fact that when I had to present in there was a game console, there was Marvel, Disney everywhere. I'm just saying it was a great place to be. But with that being said, I look forward to meeting with you all and expect some emails from me soon.
I miss the classroom a lot.
I do too.
And of course, we have Miss Elcedo. She's here too, everyone.
Hi, guys. I was able to get to most of you for your IGPs, but what I did realize is I did miss Jackson's class. So there's a few of you guys who technically I'm not your counselor because you're not in Miss Jackson's advisory. But hopefully you got a chance to look at your transcripts regardless, so we can get started on our college applications. So we can start with the basics, right? Logging in.
Yeah, okay, so really quickly, everyone, this is in the works, but it will be done hopefully by the end of tomorrow, or even just in midday tomorrow. I have someone else helping me do this. I'm gonna share my screen really quick, if that's okay.
Yeah, you have the power thing, right? Or
yeah, I think I do. Hold on a second. So what I want to show you all is how to, oh no, it's not working. How to see your transcript. So,
and please show other people if they're having trouble.
Like having tech issues right now getting to the website. But it is on your Naviance account.
I don't know if you were trying to share, Miss Argetta, but we don't see your screen.
Oh, no, not yet. Just because I wanted to be logged in first. Just hold on a second. In the meantime, I know when Ms. Elcedo and myself were chatting with some of you already know whether you're applying to Cal States or UCs, or if you don't know, if you're doing community colleges, can Andres, Ebrion, and Gabby, Ebrion, can you put the UC application website on the chat? Andres, can you put the Cal State one? And Gabby, can you do the community college one, if that's okay? So they're going to put the links on the chat box. In the meantime, I'm logging into Naviance so I can share my screen and show you how you will be able to download your transcript. Give me a second, almost there. Okay. All right, so everyone, this is, I'm using like a demo of what your Naviance portal should look like. But for example, you know, normally you will have your name on top, welcome so-and-so. You'll see tasks that you will have to complete this semester and then spring semester. In addition to using this platform to do college research, if you're looking for a specific college, I know sometimes you want to apply to a school that's smaller or big or an all-female or all-male school, Catholic school, Christian school, etc. You can do a lot of that researching and pinpointing specific colleges. So this is your Naviance portal, right? So if you want to get your transcript, you're going to scroll all the way down, and under document resources, you're going to be able to see that here. So we're slowly downloading them, and you're going to be seeing your name. Like, for example, I don't know if I've completed. I'm only like in letter C, so I'm slowly like uploading your transcript, but you'll be able to see your transcript under the document resources on the bottom right-hand side. So that's where you're gonna see your transcript, and you're gonna be able to download it. So make sure that when you see it, it should be there by tomorrow, upload it. and leave it on your computer and save it on your computer. If you don't know how to log into Naviance, the easiest way obviously is go through the school's website, you know, unless, you know, Mr. Tom wants to include a link. But if you go to the school's website, there should be, oh, my computer's so slow today. I'm sorry, y'all. There it is. Under students, under the tab, there's a Naviance student login. That's where you will go to log into your Naviance account, and you use the same LUSD email and password that you use for Schoology. It's the same login. Okay. Now, Mr. Todd, do you have breakout rooms by any chance? I can't hear you. I think
You're muted, by the way, just FYI.
Yeah, we could do breakout rooms.
I was just wondering if you did have it or not. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, the goal is for you to go onto the Cal State website or the UC website and create your accounts. So right now, what I want all of you to do is create your accounts. If you are considering also to do a community college application, you can definitely do so. We've also added the community college application link on the chat box so you can create your account as well. Because I know some community colleges are open, not all, but you can already get that application created or your account created.
Write down your passwords, guys.
Yes. So Mr. Todd, I'm pretty sure you have a lot of resources that you've given students to, you know, make sure that they have their usernames and passwords saved. However, if you are in need of something on Schoology, I've also uploaded a student record keeper. I showed some of you when we met with Ms. Saucedo. I shared the Schoology group for the seniors, and on the resources side, there's a senior record keeper, and you can download that, keep it on your computer, and use that as a reference when you're creating your usernames and passwords, you're writing your information down. And
Ms. Argueta, what are we making like an account for?
so Matthew, I think you're applying to Cal State's, right, as well?
Oh yeah.
So what you can do is you can already go ahead and click on the CSU application link that Andres posted on the chat box. You can go to that link and you can start creating your account.
Okay. I linked all three of them onto a Google Drive, a Google thing, so I can click them.
Okay, great. So
we're kind of here for support. So get started on, let's start maybe with the Cal State one or something. That way we can help you because questions will start coming in.
Would you like them to go into smaller breakout rooms in a bit, Lindsay?
we can, yeah. If you do breakout rooms, what would happen with the recording? I'm just curious because I've never.
I think it's more important that if you have a, you want me to set up one of you per room?
Yeah, and you can put Miss Salcedo with one of us also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And
Let me set that up while we do that.
or what do you, Andres and everyone, what do you think?
It's up to y'all. If I can stay with Gabby though,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
because I want her to like learn the ropes.
Okay.
We can also walk through, I don't know if you want to share your screen and walk through creating an account, Ms. Arrieta.
Yeah, I can do that. You know what? Let me do that too. But I want to hear from students right now. Are we all starting with a Cal State application? So that way I can share my screen and I can go ahead and.
I think that's the safest bet, Argueta.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
start
do
with the
that.
CSU. But everybody, whatever account you make, please write down your password. I only stress that out because every time I walk into the college office, someone's on the phone and it's for hours and hours trying to reset their password. And they think Ms. Sargata magically keeps all these passwords. She doesn't. Please write it down somewhere. It takes hours to reset your password sometimes.
Okay, so what I'll do, I'm going to share my screen.
Do you want to show them real quick where that little sheet is at on Schoology, just so they see everything that you've put in there anyway? Ms. Sargeta has made the senior Schoology group. You have brag sheets. You have all kinds of stuff in there. Just make sure you go into it.
All right, so you all should be a part of this group. HHS class of 2021, College and Career Support. So on the left-hand side, there's resources. You click on resources and it'll take you to a lot of different little links. However, I've tried to make it as easy as possible and I created folders. So there's a folder for Cal States, there's a folder for UCs, privates, community colleges, financial aid, scholarship websites, Naviance, careers, and there's a link for college and career resources. There's a link for
Ms. Sargeta, I only see the CSU website. I don't know if you were showing the other one.
Which one? Oh, wait. Oh. Hold on. Sorry. I don't even know how to do. Okay, there you go. So let me do this again. So this part, right? You didn't see it? Okay. So this is a Schoology group all of you should be a part of. On the left-hand side, there's resources. You click on resources and you'll be taken to a bunch of resources. But I've made it easier to, and I've broken down things by folders. So there's a Cal State folder, there's a UC folder, private, community colleges, financial aid, scholarships, Naviance, careers, and there's links as well. So Immigrants Rising is a good resource for those students who are undocumented and you're looking for scholarships or you're looking for other ways to kind of like help pay for college and etc. Immigrants Rising is a good resource. College and career resources, you can also click on that if you want to browse and do a lot more research. But for example, on top here, there's the Senior Record Keeper. This is the one that I'm talking about. There's a brag sheet and there's also how to run a report if you want to get your graduation progress report too. But I think some students were having issues with that. But let's go to Senior Record Keeper. You download this, it's downloaded, and it looks something like this. So this is what I want you to save on your computer. That way, if you are creating an account on some of these websites, you have access to write down your username and password. Okay, that's why it's handy. It's there for you. You don't have to write stuff down or take a picture. Okay, so now, can you see my screen? No?
We see Schoology.
Okay, what about this one?
The application?
Yeah, all right.
So everyone go to the chat box and click under what Andres put from ETS, CSU application. Double click on that and it will populate to what Ms. Argueta is showing you. So open up another window so we can walk through it together. Can you guys give us like a thumbs up when you're there so we know a reaction? Thank you. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you, Raylene. Thank you, Andres. Still waiting on a few of you. We just don't want to be talking to ourselves, and it's really hard to do this online because obviously we can't walk around and check your screen. So this is really the time that you guys are going to have to tell us when you're stuck. You're going to have to let us know in some way because all we see are your names. And that's it. So we'll give you guys like 1 more minute to get there.
So Mr. Ta, you might get another person coming in. His name is George Prado. He's from CalSoap.
Awesome.
Okay, so unless you're having tech issues, which it happens, right? So if you want to let us know that you are, that's cool. But if you should be on this web page already, on the bottom left-hand side, there's signing in with username and password. First time here, select create an account. You're going to go ahead and create an account. And all you're going to do is make sure that the asterisks are filled out. So first or given name, last name. If you go by a different name, you can go ahead and put display name. If you go by a different name, you can go ahead and put your email address.
Cerqueta,
Yes.
what's the suffix?
Oh, like if you're the Matthew the Third.
That
Yeah, if you're like Matthew Jr.
Or Matthew Jr. Yeah, Matthew Jr. Jr.
well, I don't have none of those, so
Yeah,
just
so
regular.
So just make sure it matches your birth certificate, guys. Don't be making up stuff either.
I have a question.
Yes, Raylene.
What's a F1 visa student?
Sorry, say it again, Raylene.
A F1 visa student or one visa exchange, something like that.
Where are you?
I'm answering the questions already.
Oh, okay.
An F1 visa is if you're a student with, like, let's say, for example, you were a Mexican citizen and you got permission to come to school here in the US with a visa.
Okay.
Yeah, so if that's not the case, you can just leave it blank.
So I think I already created an account once. And I can't remember my password, y'all. So now I have to recover my password. But this is how you would create it. But you're inputting your email address. I would suggest you use a personal email address and not the school's email address. So I hope a lot of you have a Gmail, and if you don't, you can use this time to create a Gmail account.
yeah, and the reason for that is when you guys graduate from LUSD, you're not gonna have access to your email anymore that's provided by LUSD. So you want to have your personal email accounts. Also, make sure your personal email accounts aren't like embarrassing when you made like 8th grade. Make sure it has like a professional name.
Yeah, I have 2 Gmails. The one I first created right after high school, and then I created another one within like 4 years of that. So
the only advice I would give when you do create an email is please, please, please remember that email. Because then they're going to be responding to congratulations, you've been admitted. And a month down the line or 2 months down the line, you guys are going to come up to us and like, Mister, no one's responded to me, because you forget to check that email that you developed or you made for this new application. So just remember to know that, it's one of your, I hope everybody was like Ms. Argueta that only has 2 Gmail accounts, but I've seen some of you guys have like 10, 15 different accounts. I myself still have an AOL account and actually use it. Some of you guys don't know what AOL is, but it's just a very, very, very old email. Okay, so just keep track of your emails.
definitely. And use that record keeper to put your email stuff too. That email that you create, if you are creating a new email, Gmail, and the password, use that Excel sheet to include other educational usernames and passwords and accounts. So all of you should have your email, phone number, text and phone authorization. This is if you want to receive texts and calls. They never call, but they might text to kind of give you like those reminders or any other information related to the Cal State application. You can go ahead and agree. Create a username and password. It says you must, it must be 6 characters, at least 6 characters. Your password must be a minimum of 8. I'm sorry, your username must be at least 6 characters. Your password must be a minimum of 8 characters and contain at least one lower and uppercase letter, a number, and a special character. Special character meaning an exclamation mark, a pound sign, the percentage, the money sign, the and sign. So you're going to create your username, create a password, confirm password, and it'll tell you if you're missing the minimal requirements. Terms and conditions, we need to agree. European Union data, are you currently located in European Union country? No, we're not. So you're going to put no for that one. What are the questions? Let me see. Ashley, what do we put for the title? You can leave it blank. Rosa Maria, does the email have to be yours? Oh yeah, we already answered that. It should be a personal email, Rosa Maria. So if you have a Gmail, include a Gmail. If you need to create one, go ahead and create one right now.
That's just me saying what you said, just typing
Oh
what you
yeah,
said.
perfect. Thanks for the question.
I have a screenshot of the next portion of the application, Ms. Arrieta, if you want me to share my screen.
Oh, perfect. I'm going to stop sharing. Yes.
So we're going to do the same presentation with all of our advisors tomorrow. So you all are lucky and you guys get first dibs. So if you are on this screen already, the degree that you're applying for is your first bachelor's degree, okay? None of you are, I'm going to assume that none of you already have a bachelor's degree.
Do you guys want to do a check-in and make sure that our students are
Where
there?
people are?
Yeah, just in case. We don't want to go over because, like, you know, too far ahead. So
Yeah.
Thumbs up, please, everyone, if we are okay to keep going on this page. And give me a thumbs down if you need more time to get to this page. Yes?
It's not letting me. You know how when you put the last thing for a European Union data protection and you put no, it should let you create the account, right? It doesn't let me.
You're probably missing something from the previous questions.
Check your password.
Yeah, check your password, check your username.
I have my username and everything.
What about everybody else? Please respond. I only got like 4 people that said we were okay to move on.
Miss, we're not putting those black dots on ours, right? Ours is like individual. For the profile.
I don't think I understand the question. Anybody else?
No, can you repeat that?
For the black dots that are on yours, on the profile, we're not putting those on ours, right?
Oh, you're already on that page
Yeah.
that you're showing the bullet point over here.
Oh yeah, we'll explain it right now. We'll go along.
Okay.
We just want to see and make sure everyone's on there.
Okay, to our student that was having trouble creating the profile, were you able to check your password and figure that out?
Yes, I got it.
Perfect. All right, anybody else? Speak now. If not, we're gonna move on. And they moved on pretty fast. Okay, I think we're set.
All right, thank you, Ms. Salcedo. All right, so like I was mentioning, when you are selecting a degree goal, this will be your first bachelor's degree, okay? So you're gonna select that option there. And once you do that, it's gonna give you this drop down, okay? So you can go ahead and read the question. It says, which of the following best describes your educational status, okay? So all of you are graduating high school seniors or equivalent, okay? So once you click on that, The next option will be, have you taken and earned college credits through a community college or university? And that's going to depend on each of you. So if you've done dual enrollment classes, either this semester or previously, you're going to put yes. And if you haven't, you're just going to select no. It's also going to then ask you if you are a returning CSU student, right? So if you've previously attended a Cal State University, I'm going to again assume for most of you it's going to be no. So go ahead and click that. And then you're going to move on to the next few questions about your status as an applicant, your military status, and then your residency. For this last question about residency, remember they're asking about California residency. This has nothing to do with your legal status. So this is not asking what your status is in terms of being a US citizen or anything like that. It's asking about a California residency. So if you've lived in California for a day and a year, then you are considered a California resident.
Wait, I'm confused. Do we put yes or no? Like, I don't understand what the question is asking.
Which question?
The last one about residency.
So the first question, right?
Yes.
The one that says, do you have a F1 visa?
Yes.
So if you do not have an F1 visa, you're going to put no. And it's still going to ask you what state is your permanent home.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm. All right. Any other questions on that page?
Leonel, how are you doing? I know you said you were not ready, but how are you doing so far? Anyone else still need some support? Cool.
Were all your answers? I see people are typing. Did we answer those questions in the chat?
I think we did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were asking about which
email,
email,
right?
yeah, which email
Okay.
to use.
And if you have any questions, guys, and your number is to speak up, you can send us a private message. I guarantee you, though, someone else might have that question too.
Mm-hmm. Make sure you're writing down your usernames and passwords. So, okay. So Ash, okay. So I got a question about where do students apply for the College Promise program, which is the 2 free years. The first two years of community college is free. So the College Promise normally happens when you do your community college application. So like I mentioned in the beginning, some community colleges are opened, but not all of them. But when you do your community college application, you'll be linked to a College Promise application survey. So that's not till later. But you will be definitely, I would still recommend all of you to apply to a community college as a backup and still do the College Promise program, because you get your first 2 years of community college free. So that's definitely a recommendation that I have for all of you. Regardless, still apply to a community college as a backup. You just never know. And then, and yes, FAFSA and financial aid also opens today. So we have the FAFSA and the DREAM Act application for financial aid also opens October 1st. So in case, let's say you are considering community college and your community college application is not available for you to submit yet, you can do financial aid during this time, okay? And if you want to set up any appointments for us to go over applications together, obviously I want you all to do what you can on your own, you know, go through the motions of the application. Obviously, if you get stuck or if you need assistance, you can set up an appointment with us and we can give you the Zoom link so you can join. That way we can go over the application together. If you have, let's say, advisory H, you can meet after, right? Because we can't meet with you during class time or your advisory time. So if you have advisory H, we can meet during your L time. Or if you have H free, right, we can meet during your H period or advisory time. And obviously it kind of runs through lunchtime. So if you want to like also like eat and do that stuff, we can do that too. And then I have office hours every day from Tuesday to Friday, 2:15 to 3:15, right? So we can set something up as well. And then starting next Wednesday, we will have Wednesday workshops. So for example, next Wednesday, I think it's on the 7th already, right? The 7th, we're gonna go over the Cal State CSU, Cal State UC and private application. We're gonna do an overview. So myself, Andres, and Ebrion, and George will probably be there, you know, Ruby or Michelle from ETS. So we'll have a lot of bodies to kind of help you through this process, but that doesn't mean don't wait for us. You know, do what you can on your application. Even if you are doing it wrong, we're going to look over it anyway, and we're going to make those corrections. Just do what you can.
Today is the first day that the application opens, so this is why we wanted to come into the class and get you guys started. I know this is like, we're barely scratching the surface of the actual application, but the system always crashes. There's going to be a lot more people online this year, I feel, kind of, I don't know, trying to get it going. So I do want everyone to get this done ASAP, because I don't want any glitches or anything to happen later on where it hurts your application for whatever reason. So please take advantage of the workshops that Ms. Argueta and the college programs are going to be having, and sign up with them and show up to them.
And keep in mind, everyone, that the days are going by really fast. I don't know if you've noticed, but we're already in October 1st, right? November 30th is your deadline to submit Cal State's and UC applications. And we have Thanksgiving break the week before that. So do not wait till Thanksgiving or November 30th to like review applications. You should already have that completed. So make a goal. If you can finish your Cal State applications in October, perfect. Let's do that. George can tell you from CalSoap, if you have everything in front of you, you can be done with the application within 45 minutes, the Cal State application, okay? The UC application might be a little bit longer, and that's just because there's a little bit more detail that goes into it.
So I don't know if Mr. Ta is going to have a separate goal for AVID to have this application in, So you let us know, Mr. Toss, so we can work with you. Ms. Argueta can share the days she has workshops. I think her first one is Wednesday, right? I believe.
Yeah, next Wednesday we're gonna go. No, we're gonna do an overview of the application. So if you want to make sure that you're doing it right, please join us. I haven't posted the Zoom stuff in yet, but I will. And for example, I already have some students messaging me that they want to set like one-on-one appointments. So I've been writing those down as well. So I have one today and I have another one tomorrow. So someone asked about what we will need for financial aid. So last
you have that on Schoology, no? Show them.
I don't think I have the list. But, and I keep putting this on hold. Last week we did have a senior and college parent night. So we went over the list. So I will be posting the PowerPoints today. Okay, so I will be posting the Spanish and the English PowerPoint presentation that we did last week. So the list of what you will need will be posted today. So I will share that with you all, okay? So keep a lookout on that.
Hi, Miss Arqueta. I was going through the thing, and I filled out like I chose which application. So I did like nursing, traditional bachelor of science. It's saying like they give me like a $70 fee.
Sorry, Matthew, you were breaking up when you were speaking. Can you repeat your question?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It's giving me like a $70 fee. Do I continue my application?
So it's charging you already?
Yeah, it's saying like applications ready for submission 0, and then next to it it says total fees $70.
I think that's just the way that the application is going to look at when you add, because did you add a school already?
No, it says Bakersfield undergraduate term fall. The deadline November 30th, 2020.
Oh yeah. Good share, actually, yes. So what happens is that you all have the, this is a good partnership, Andres shared, here I am talking. So essentially what happens is that you all have the ability to choose the different programs that exist at the different schools, right? The secret actually is in the previous page, you may have seen like a little filter button that was at the top right. And that allows you to divide all of these, instead of trying to like scroll through every single school and every single major, you can actually just select a certain school. Hey, there we go. We can just select a certain school, and it will just divide all of this down into the specific school and the specific programs or majors. They just call it programs here, but the majors that exist at every single campus, right? What you noticed though was once you clicked one, it took you to the next page and it said that this will be the hypothetical price, right? So if you were to simply just say, hey, I want to go to Long Beach for biomedical engineering, the total fee at the moment in time, it says $70, right? They're not charging you yet. Essentially, they're just putting a forecasting price on what it would be. Each school that you add here is going to be, well, each school / program is going to be about $70 each, right? So for example, if you want your application to go to Long Beach, it will be $70. You want your application to go to Northridge, it'll be another $70 and so on. And as we see, the total fee there is going to be $140 and it will still count, right? They're not charging you yet. A lot of you may in fact qualify for the fee waiver, which is embedded in this application. So it's not going to be asking Ms. Argueta or about like a fee waiver. It's going to be inside of the application. But at this point, what happens is it will fill up full of like the different ones that you selected. And then you're going to click on continue my application. And then it will take you to the remainder of the application where you'll be putting in your personal information, your academic history, your supporting information, and program materials as well. Does that answer the question?
Matthew?
Yeah, I see it now. I didn't know that there was like schools and stuff, but I see it like Long Beach undergraduate, Los Angeles undergraduate, Sacramento. Like I didn't see none of that. So thanks for that.
Is the magic number 4 still, or did that change? Okay, so pick 4 school, guys.
If you qualify for the fee waivers, you'll get 4 free applications. Don't worry about having to decide. I mean, probably a lot of you are probably like, oh man, it's October 1st. I now have to pick which schools. You can always go back here in the program materials tab and change the schools that you're applying to. Okay, actually here, add program. So I can always go back if I change my mind for a different school, or let's say I want to make sure that I have all 4 schools. So I want to add Northridge. And I'm doing biochemistry. It's going to then add them, and I can summarize, and I can, let's say, you know what, I don't want to go to Bakersfield anymore. You can always edit the school choices.
I have a question.
Yes, Brianna, go ahead.
Okay, so I didn't know about this until you guys explained it, but because I had just applied to one major, so I could go back and change that?
It's one major per school though.
Oh, okay.
But once you applied, you can't change it, right? Like, let's say she would have done it yesterday, which she couldn't have, but once you submit, you can't go back, right?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
So don't think you submitted and then you're like, oh, you know what, I changed my mind. Let me change it. No.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Just following up on someone's question I saw in the chat about 4 fee waivers for Cal States and so on and so forth. So the answer to your question is yes, right? As Gabby mentioned, in the Cal State application, is going to ask you a series of questions, and based on their algorithm, if it grants you a fee waiver, then you can apply to 4 Cal States for free. Separately, once you do like the UC application, for example, it's going to be the same scenario. They'll ask you a couple of questions, and if they grant you a fee waiver, then you'll be able to apply to 4 of the UCs for free as well. Okay, so remember, it's going to be in the application, but separate, right? Because it's separate websites. And if you're granted a fee waiver in the Cal State one, great, 4 Cal States for free. Separately, if you're granted a fee waiver for the UCs, great, 4 free applications and fee waivers as well.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, but if you all took the SAT during the school day in March, then you all have access to fee waivers through College Board. So if you don't qualify for the UC fee waiver based off of your income, you can use one of those fee waivers. So everyone in this room should be eligible to apply to the UCs for free.
Correct.
Yeah, and if you're on the section where you're deciding the major, if you don't know what you want to do yet, that's fine. You can always select undecided as well. Normally that undecided option is in the bottom or in the top. You'll find it right at the top when you're selecting your majors, or all the way in the bottom. So you can select undecided if you don't know what you want to study yet. How's everyone doing?
When I click a major, it asks for an alternate one too. So I don't know what to put for that. Like, what does that mean?
Your second option.
Because I've already clicked like 2, and then when I click the third one, it asked me to click an alternate one. So just a backup, basically? Okay.
Yes. So sometimes the major can be very popular and may require certain GPAs. But yeah, go ahead and select your alternate major. So what your third option might be if your first 2 majors don't, they don't work out.
So we only choose 4, right?
4 will be most likely free to you. Anything after that, I believe you have to pay. So you can apply, you can choose as many as you want, but you will have to pay out of pocket. And each application is about $70, I believe.
Okay, thank you.
We'll talk about this next week. And when you're choosing, think about things like where you actually want to go to. Does it have your major? Is it so? One thing, even our guest speaker, from earlier today, she said she applied to Monterey Bay, but she was like, you know what? That was way too far. I don't want to move away from my family. So it's good to have options, but at least really consider where you're applying to. Since you have 4 free ones, they should be actual options and not ones that you're just choosing randomly.
And as you move forward through your application, because obviously we're not going to be able to do the application right now altogether, don't submit it without somebody checking it for you guys, please. You know, there's a lot of things I myself don't even know, and I go to the experts for help, and they fix the things for us. So they're not going to do the application for you, right? But they're going to look at it, and if you made a mistake, they will fix it help you fix it. But ultimately, you are the ones doing the application. You are the one submitting it. So try to avoid a bigger headache by having somebody check your application before you submit it.
And just a heads up for students who may want to go into specialized programs, such as, I don't know, maybe you want to get a degree in like fine arts or a degree in music or something of that sort. Usually you would probably have to do something separate as well, right? So you have to do this application, but there may be in the program materials, it will tell you other things that you may have to submit as well. And they will also give you the deadline for those. So for example, if it was a bachelor's of fine arts because you're really interested in the arts, they may in fact ask you for a portfolio. But they would also give you the deadline in which that portfolio is due, and they will also ask you or tell you what they would want included in that portfolio of work before you submit it. So yes, for the majority of majors, this is it, right? You do the application, you sign off on a couple of like certifications or what have you, and you're done. For some majors, there may be both this application and some additional things to do to ensure that your application is complete. Just want to throw that out there just in case that you think that this is it for all of them. For the majority of them, yes. For some of them, no, not necessarily.
I don't know about y'all, but I got excited. I'm excited. Mr. Tall, we got your class like going. This is good.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking about what Ebrion said right now. I was like, it's October, which is crazy because I blinked, it was March. But yeah, you guys went from being juniors and now you guys are seniors applying for college, and it's exciting. It's an exciting time.
So please, everybody, take advantage of this. Sign up for whatever workshop comes. Just show up to the Zoom. Even if you don't have questions, you know what? Go in to the Zoom, and then as you're going through your application, hey, maybe you do have a question. This is the perfect platform to ask somebody for help, because then you're just going to wait till the following week and be like, oh, no one was available. Don't make excuses. Don't make excuses. This is your future, so please don't leave it to the last minute. And I think that'll basically conclude today's workshop, sort of, right?
Yeah. I just in the chat box am dropping our link to join ETS if you all are interested and you're not part of another program on campus. Like I mentioned, ETS is a really great opportunity to kind of get some more one-on-one help. We work really closely with Ms. Argueta and all the other programs at HP. The only qualifications for joining our program are either being a U.S. citizen or permanent resident. If for whatever reason you do not qualify for that requirement, the other programs on campus don't have the requirement, so you're able to apply. This year we have about 10 spots for seniors. So I think that would be a really, really great supplement. If you're in this room right now and you're not part of ETS, just click that link there. or type that into your web browser and we can mail you an application. We've been trying to do really innovative stuff like summer workshops, those virtual field trips. Current ETS students were able to receive graphing calculators that they're going to keep if they're in advanced math classes. So that's always a great help. So like I said, we have about 10 spots. So if you're interested and you're not in ETS already or in any other program, go ahead and check out our website, okay?
Speaking of plugs, so we at EAOP, we don't have the ability to onboard seniors. However, one thing that we're also trying to be innovative with this year is ensuring that both you and your parents are educated in some of this information, so that it's not just you simply going home and trying to tell your mom and dad why you. Oh, my Apple Watch didn't understand me. But you can, it'll save the time for you going home and them wondering, why do you need your social, or why do you need XYZ? So we have a series of workshops coming up. I will send a flyer to Ms. Argueta so she can put it on the website as well. But in the meantime, I put in the link, just a Google Drive to our flyer. It's a smart flyer. So you can just click any of the registration links and it will take you directly to that Zoom. So you can register for both you and your parents, and away we go with the education. But I look forward to working with you all as we continue to move forward.
Definitely. And again, I know George he was getting like some internet connections, but there's also CalSoap, right? In addition to ETS, UCLA EAOP. And I know sometimes when ETS has already maxed out with their numbers, you can join CalSoap. And sometimes CalSoap welcomes everyone, because I know ETS is a federally funded program. So let's say you don't have a social security number. Unfortunately, you can't apply to ETS because of their policy, but CalSoap is another option that you can consider. They do the same thing, right? So I am going to post the link to their application as well. So go ahead and click on that. If you want to join CalSoap, you can definitely do so. So you can continue getting those emails for support, making those appointments, and other opportunities that we're going to be having throughout the year. Any questions? AVID kiddos? I'm just so proud of all of you.
And maybe.
Y'all sound real excited right now. No, we got y'all. We know how intimidating it can be, but every single year, this is us, and we're working as a team to ensure that all of your questions are answered.
Yeah. They're probably overwhelmed right now. Hopefully they attend some of the resources, and hopefully we get you guys back in here in the near future, maybe.
Definitely. I know it can feel a lot of, it can feel overwhelming. I understand that, but hopefully us, Andres going over the application and creating the account helped, and we'll go from there.
Thank you for having us, Mr. Tom.
Thank you for stopping by and taking your time on the day. We appreciate every one of you, from Andres to Ms. Salcedo, to Ebrian, to Matt, to Hazel, and Gabby. I think George was on for a second and then kicked off, but we appreciate you. I think there's a lot for them to think about right now and then work on, and we'll get back to you after we get a little further on the application. All right, thank you, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Todd. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
And for kids, our class is over too, so you can head out too.
Good luck, guys. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you, Tal. And so, I'll email you.
Yes.
With all the programs.
Include all of them, so then I'll just be like, hey, guys.
I'm going to include all of them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh,
I have a question for you. Sorry. You mentioned that you guys were going to do a Cal State UC overview with all the programs. When are you guys going to do that?
That's next Wednesday.
Okay.
The 7th. 2:30 to 4.
Okay. Can you send me the Zoom information?
Yeah,
So
I'll send everything to all of you. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining, Hazel. I'll talk to you later. Thank you, Tal. Thank you so much, Mr. Tal. Let me know if what the kids are feeling and thinking.
Yeah, I'll send out a poll and see how they're at by the end of the week.
Awesome. Sounds good. And I'll be posting the PowerPoint presentation on Schoology, so they'll be able to see the checklist there of financial aid documents of what they need.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye, miss.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye, Miss. Bye, everyone. Take care.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Mrs. Off.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of like, and I mean, let me turn on my camera real quick. I have a bunch of TRF here, like papers here. Can I use them? No, I'm saying, sorry, can I use them for the, instead of like doing everything online? Because when I was trying to do, how do I say this? When I was trying to write an example, like it was hard to do it online instead of just drawing it out, you know?
Yeah, do it online. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's pretty complicated doing it online. Like I try to, for the critical thinking, when I try to do the work, it's pretty hard to do it on the computer when I could just write it down.
Yeah, I know it's difficult, but yeah, try it just so we see how it is.
Yeah, when I was with Miss Soto, I was trying it. She was trying to help me out too, but like I was doing it for math, and when I was trying to do the example, I didn't really like know how to do it because I couldn't just write it out like we usually do, you know?
Try it this one time, and I'll look at it. At least just one more try. Give it one more go before we try it. We give up on it.
Oh, okay. Also, I'm not really sure what to do it on because I have like Shakespeare. I have computer science. I also have like my English class. I'm not really sure what to do my tutorials on.
Are there anything that you want to kind of discuss a little bit in your class? I mean, it's up to you. It's open.
Like, if I didn't have, like, let's say I was doing it for microeconomics, because I have that AP here, Mr. Alamo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to write like no example or nothing. I could just write what I'm discussing on, and
Yeah, I guess the
you
issue.
understand.
Yeah, the problem, the assignment.
As long as I like have something to explain, and then I have steps for it or something.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really sure what to put for work, if you know what I mean, like on the bottom.
It really depends if what kind of assignments you have. But if you have like a concept you're confused about, maybe you could just discuss it, and then we have a
Yeah, like we usually talk about let me see, for economics, we're usually just talking about like the economy and how government is used to make like economic decisions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I can probably make some questions out of that, right?
Yeah, yep, that's fine with me.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Cool. See ya.
Bye.
Hey, mister.
Yeah, what's up, Mondo?
What's up? Everything's good, I guess.
I guess.
I have a question. So, like, I chose 4 majors, yeah. Do I just put continue to my application?
Yeah. As long as you don't submit at the very end, because you still want to look over it a few times before you submit it.
All right, so I don't submit it, right?
Yeah, don't submit it until, because we
All
want to at least, because things might change, because we're doing a little more research into some colleges, and so I want you to just have like a real clear vision of what you're applying to.
All right, then. Thanks, mister.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.
Mister.
Yeah.
I have a question. I selected like the college major, and then it said alternative program required. This program requires you to choose an alternate choice in case of your enrollment. You will be automatically enrolled in your second choice, so this program become unavailable. And it says yes or no, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's just a yes. That means if you have 2 choices, if you don't get into the first one, they'll automatically put you in the second program.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'll show my face.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I missed a week. So I missed a week, and then last week my Wi-Fi actually went out midway when I was talking to you.
Oh yeah. As long as you kind of try to keep up with the online stuff. So if you're doing your agenda and the notebook, I think that's the only thing we gave out. And then today we just have like a reflection on some of the guest speakers.
Okay.
But this
Yeah.
it's not too much.
You guys had I think you said it was a video of that you had to do a college meeting.
Yeah. Don't worry about that. I'll post something up later.
Okay. Sorry, it's because it's been a lot right now.
Yeah. Don't worry. I know it's been crazy for everyone.
Yeah.
Actually, your sister was helped us lead that meeting, so that's okay. I think she
Oh.
knows what happened.
Yeah, she was home.
Yeah.
I was not. No, but yeah, it's been stressful.
I imagine. Are things like calmer now at least?
No.
No, they're still bad.
Yeah. Yeah, leadership and everything.
Yeah. Well, man, that's it.
Like I think I have right now at least 20 assignments or more.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not even kidding. And
Yeah.
then like my Misaka that just laid it on me that I had to do announcements too for leadership.
Really?
So I'm like, yeah.
How are you gonna do announcements? How does that work?
We do a video and then we post it.
Instagram, right?
Huh?
You do a video on Instagram?
Yeah, on Instagram and then we post it up.
Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah, but then like editing takes a good few hours. And then there goes my assignment. So yeah, it's been a lot.
That's cool. All right. Well, let me know if you need anything. I know it's a lot to figure out, but for this next month, like we're do some assignments, but a lot of what you guys do is just make sure you finish your college applications.
Okay. And I was gonna say the same thing as Matthew, because I'm taking a lot of electives right now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult to write a TRF. Like I have one teacher that's not an elective. It's physiology, but at the same time he mostly does tests. So you get me, like the test is already submitted.
I get what you're trying. Yeah, this is the same issue that I have every year. I guess try to choose something at least though you could show us your thinking. So we can at least discuss something in your class.
Okay.
It's not something like I don't know, just so we have like a conversation, so we could at least try to help you in some way. And in the end of the day, if we just talk about your life problems, we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Arlene, you need anything?
Yeah, Mr. So I'll turn on my camera too. But I didn't hear. I think hi Mr. I didn't hear when I forgot who was talking about it or who asked. But I'm in the part where I chose the school and the major and everything. But then it said I think I had a number of like 200 and something, like 210 I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't hear what that was because somebody was making noise.
All right. So for most people, it costs $70 to apply, but for most of our students, I think a majority of our students qualify for a fee waiver. Later on, that fees gonna be waived, so that it's not gonna cost anything. But for most people, not for some people, it costs $7 per application. But for most of our students, the fee gets waived, so it's free to apply to 4 colleges.
Can you give me a sec? Go sit down over there. Hurry up. Listen.
Yeah.
What do you need?
Is that your little sister?
I don't know where it is. Your QR? In the back. I'm sorry, mister.
That's okay. That's life. That's life right now.
It's because this is how I make money.
Oh, you babysit, right?
Yeah, I help her with school and everything, and right now I have her doing homework.
That's
Well,
a
she's
very
reading
bad
extra books because she didn't let me hear her.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, and then what was the other one? Oh yeah, for AVID, well obviously AVID,
the agenda, I don't go on there, mister, but I do write like things down because I bought this like calendar thing. Like I have it right up here. And I just write my things there and I forget to like I'll write it there like, oh, write my agenda for AVID, but then I forget about it because I'm like, oh, I'll do it after this, I'll do it after that. Like I'm just trying to catch up and I forget, mister.
Just
And
like
then
a big note on your paper one to remind you.
yeah, I'm it's like
Post it on your forehead or something.
sorry. I just cleaned Jenny. It's just a box. It starts with that. See, mister, it's because they stress me out sometimes.
Hey, welcome to the life of having kids.
Yeah. This was mister. They stress me out.
Yeah, I imagine.
But that's all I had. And then after that, I just put continue my application and I just don't submit anything, right?
Yeah, just finish it, but don't submit because we're gonna go over it a few times before you submit it.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you.
All right. See ya. Have a good babysitting time.
Hopefully.
Bye.
Mister.